Okay, so this is Kaiju news for you. So we're doing an episode of work because there's so much going on for this month of July. So they've announced we're getting we got like Godzilla's infiltrating the he's Metal Gearing his way into the DC universe, which has always been my biggest fucking dream. That is legit, like, I've dreamed of this for years, of just like, one day it will happen. And it has. We got a King Kong video game.
Really?
Yes. Looks terrible. But you get to play as Kong and it's a beat 'em up. And it's you get to play as, but it's based through the Steve Ditko books. No, wait, not Steve Ditko, but
Steve Ditko.
Yeah, by the guy who did the Skull Island books, which you need to listen to, which are fabulous, by the way. It takes place in the original King Kong book, like, well, the original Kong movie, right? 1933, the original King Kong.
Those books going off of that continuity?
Yeah, it actually takes place after it, and it tells the origin of Kong coming to Skull Island and his family and stuff.
What do you mean coming to Skull Island?
Yes, that's... Ooh. I'm going to have to bring you the books. They are fucking fantastic. But, we got like the Gigabash, that Kaiju fighting game that I was showing you. Yep. That comes to the Switch with the Godzilla DLC next week. We have... They've released more on Gamera. The Gamera movies. Well, he's getting like a 5-episode anime, and each episode is going to be about a monster. So they released which monsters they're going with. It's all the original ones. So we're getting Gyros, Virus, that's the mind controlling octopus one, Vigora, Bagon, and Gurren, the one with the gigantic knife for a head.
Okay,
yeah. Then we also got the first look of the new Godzilla movie coming out later this year. It's Godzilla -1. Not
-1.
Yeah, real.
Is it the same continuity as like the?
No.
So is that finished?
With all the Shin series?
No. Well, that and the who was it that did the new American Godzilla?
Oh, Legendary.
Legendary.
Oh no, this is different. Now this is a Toho film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Toho is making a new one that's supposed to be coming out later this year. It is, and like, just lots of fun for Kaiju.
I feel like it's kind of absurd that in Magic you can have like Aragorn and Gandalf fighting Godzilla.
Well, speaking of that one, so
or a Balrog and Sauron fights, King Ghidorah.
Yeah, it is legit like one of my favorite sets. Ikoria was like Layeth of Behemoths was by far one of my favorite Magic sets, and they did absolutely fucking nothing with it because it was the pandemic, because that came out legit in 2020. Yeah, so I was devastated, but I was so happy with that set, and I want to go back.
Do you have all of them?
Oh yeah, I got them all. I got
Have you gotten any of the Lord of the Rings ones?
I have gotten none of them yet. I want to, but at the same time, I'm giving it time, and I'll just get what I want later, like, because it'll be cheap. Like it's going to be cheap as hell.
Well, I think the novelty, ever since the One Ring was found, I think the novelty's kind of worn off.
Well, that was the big thing, because they did 1 of the One Ring, 3 of the Elven Rings, 7 of the 7 of 7 of the Dwarf Rings, and 9 of the regular. Yeah. So they legit did like a separate card for each.
Who found the One Ring?
Nobody knows. The guy
Has he sold it?
I think he sold it. for like $2 million.
See, the thing is that if I found it, I would sell it. But if I was the guy who could afford $2 million, that's nothing. If you're you can in the position that you can spend $2 million
on one
card, money's not important to you. So if I was that guy, I would buy that ring and fly to Hawaii or Mount Etna or an active volcano and cast it into the fire.
I cast you into the flames. Like the next big Magic set we're getting is Commanders, which is my favorite set, so I'm excited for those. But
I'm surprised that Magic hasn't done a Dune set.
They're doing Doctor Who right now.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who's next.
Why? That makes no. I mean, I gather they're going to have a card for every Doctor.
Yeah.
But no, it's like I could see them doing that Dune.
Yeah.
That would work. You get the worms and stuff like that. But yeah.
I need to build you a worm deck. It's just a giant worm commander deck.
To me, my worms.
That or Hydra. I think a Hydra deck would be fun for you. I got decks. Like, I've been going through...
I watched... This is totally off topic.
Yeah. Well, we're already off topic, so...
Yeah. I watched a TikTok video, or a couple videos of this girl who animated... She did a Nuzlocke.
Oh,
Yeah, do you know what I'm talking
Jaden.
about? Yes!
Yeah, Jaden Animations,
It was so entertaining. And
I like Jaden's
I want to do a
animation.
Nuzlocke now. I've never done one. I think I want to do one, like, original, or, like, do it on, like, yellow.
Okay.
Yellow or red, I might do a Nuzlocke. And see how that goes.
Okay. Do you want to borrow yellow?
No, I've got an emulator.
Oh, okay. Right.
I don't need your petty OG hardware.
Even I have it on the actual Game Boy. I would lend you the Game Boy.
No, I'll just do it on my emulator.
Yeah.
That I won't shut up about.
That's the thing. Like when I ended up doing my sword and shield.
Yeah.
Like I legit just hardcore made a Kaiju team. Like my first Pokemon, like not my starter, but the first Pokemon I went and caught was Larvitar, because I got when I went to Best Buy specifically because they were doing Larvitar as the pre-order bonus. So. Because that's the thing, because when they because Gigantamax, giant kaiju Pokemon was the gimmick for Sword and Shield, which is one of my fucking favorite ones. So
I'm not playing Sword and Shield.
I love it. It's fun, especially with the Gigantamax. It's fun. But what ended up happening, so I legit did everything I could because Charizard was the one who got the special treatments for. Everybody was going Charizard's the Godzilla of this game. Bring it on. So I ended up getting Larvitar, worked the shit out of him, and that's the thing. I had fun going against the champion. It was legit. There was some battles were easy because of typing bandages and stuff like that. But there was the last 3 gyms, I legit had fun. Giddy fun, just going against one of the dark. He shows up throughout the game and stuff. He's kind of the dark gym leader. I tied with him and lost in my first fight against him. Came back and almost lost to him again, but I came out on top. But the final champion and all that, beat him on the first try. So, I think I legit beat, because there's no Elite Four in this.
What?
In the Galar region, it's a little different. What they end up doing, it's a tournament, so you don't know who you get to play because you have to replay. You get to fight Jimmy leaders, have a tournament, and see who gets a chance to fight the champion, and you're in that tournament. So you're fighting somebody different each time.
Okay.
So like, it's actually kind of cool and stuff. So like you don't know which gym leader you're going to get the fights, and also you get to fight like your rivals and stuff that you meet along the way, and they're pretty freaking powerful this time. But yeah, the my team was Tyranitar, Corviknight, which was I nicknamed it the Big Crow because the guy who designed him was the guy who created Big O.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so the moment I found that out, I said, I gotta get this fucking, this bird. He is legit one of my favorite favorite Pokemon of that fucking generation. I got a turtle, like a water turtle named Gamera. I got a Rhydon named it Bagon from GMK. You know, the red little fire-breathing dinosaur from Frankenstein Conquers the World.
Yeah.
Yeah, named after him. I had my starter. So, and I had, I think that was it. I can't remember what my fifth one is. Like, I traded out my fifth one. He was kind of like whatever I needed. Like, I switched a few different ones out.
How much of your team did you lose at the end?
Huh?
You did a Nuzlocke with this team?
No.
Oh.
No. You know how Nuzlocke, you saw the video how Nuzlocke works.
Yeah,
so
when they die, they die.
I've done a Nuzlocke. I did it with Ruby and Ultimate Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah, I was doing one with Jess and she gave out on me, so I just kind of quit doing it.
Because I've played through Pokemon enough. It's like, it's kind of, you want to add something else to it.
Yeah. Do it with Crystal and all them.
I almost start on Yellow first. Because Yellow's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm an old man.
Here. I did, eventually they're going to bring them on the Switch. It's only a matter of time. But especially where they shut down the 3DS. The only reason I think they shut down the 3DS store is just so they can bring it to the
they can
Switch.
Charge you for the Switch.
True.
I hate their whole thing of they're not doing handhelds anymore. Because they're like, well, the Switch is a handheld. Like, no, the Switch is not a handheld. You made it. It's a console with handhold
capability. It's a Sega Game Gear.
Well, no, it's a Sega Nomad.
Yeah.
And it's like,
with a better battery.
Yeah. It's just. I think they're gonna backtrack on this. They're gonna do another handheld that's strictly handheld eventually. Because also it's like, it's not compact. It's this big thing like this, and it costs $400. The whole point of a handheld game is it uses prior generation technology. It's got this small pocket-sized form factor, and it's usually significantly cheaper. There's one reason why the original Game Boy sold 120 million copies, because it was $50.
Same thing with the DS. I wish what they should have done, because of course Nintendo hates money.
Yeah.
They should have kept. Yeah, they should have kept the 3DS online, and just release the games a little cheaper, and just kept it going. Also, what they should have done is port the Game Boy Advance, all their old games, all the Game Boy Advance games, all the Game Boy Colors, Game Boys, and all that stuff, and bring them over to the Switch. Make it the ultimate.
Yeah, pay this much and you get access to our entire Nintendo library for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance.
Even do Sega and stuff, because you can put a good chunk of all, shoot, they could even.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. You even if you just didn't want Nintendo own their IP without having to